happening? Welcome
Hey,
to Punks. Welcome to Punks from Progress. I'm Punker Mike, and I'm coming to you from the Inland Empire of Southern California. And joining me is the lead singer of the Convulsionaires, Anarchist, my brother, and our co-host, Aaron Alvarez.
Hey, bro. So, did you notice? I don't know if you ever noticed in that song, the Convulsionaire song you used for the opening, that when I say I drink from a shattered glass, you hear a little tink on the glass. Did you ever notice that?
No.
Nah,
I'll have to go back.
It's really ridiculously stupid, but it makes me super happy that there's a little.
That you know that's in there.
Right.
That's great, man. That's great.
I would have rather have had the sound of breaking glass, but it made me laugh out loud when he's like, "How's this?" Tink. It's like so kind of not what I was looking for at all, you know, because I wanted it to be this loud, crashy, you know, I drink from a shattered glass, crash, you know.
Was that Giza that said that?
No. It's Baldo that put it in. And
Okay.
He pulled up the sound and went tink. It's fucking hilarious.
All right.
So there you go.
All right. So let's see. Punks for Progress on the YouTube and on the Facebook. And at Punks for Progress on the Twitter. And that's at Punks the number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free burritos.
Yeah, because we're going to get free burritos.
Yeah. Through email.
I'd be stoked.
On Facebook. We're gonna
I'd be stoked for a breakfast burrito. You know, all I get are fucking trolls.
Oh my god, that's the truth.
Go ahead.
We had a couple We had some plans for the show. It didn't work out. We've been talking about having Chris from Black Lives Matter come on, and it didn't work out again this week. So we'll have her on the show later. So then we thought, why don't we just fucking talk to Lee the Tech Monkey? And well, he couldn't do it today. So stuck with just me and Mike.
These are things we're going to still do, though. We still need to talk conspiracy theory with the Tech Monkey.
Well, he wanted to come on because he wanted to tell us some stuff about, you know, what's kind of going on from the top down in these big, like, device tech companies, Apple and, you know, and all this stuff. And he's like, you will seriously trip out on some stuff that he's learned. So he wanted to come and tell us about it. So we're going to do that. And then plus, I just want him to come on and tell some of the stories of the people that come in where he repairs their shit and fixes their tablet or whatever it is.
Oh, definitely. We should do that maybe on a music show.
Sure.
I could sit and listen to that for hours.
You've seen him because he posts them all the time, you know, and God, I fall out when he fucking posts the shit that people say. It's so weird. You know, like the time, what was it? One of my favorites is someone did a like Windows 10 update on their laptop and then brought it in and didn't understand why their laptop didn't become a touchscreen when they updated their Windows.
You have got to be kidding.
Oh God, that's great. We have a wonderful country full of Trump supporters.
The Red Hat crew.
The Brainiac frickin' contingent.
Dude, it's amazing. It is just freaking amazing.
I mean, we spent so much time talking about, that's something that you and I have talked about recently this week is, you know, God, why are we giving so much time to this guy? And why are we talking about him so much? You know, and because for one, it's the worst car crash ever. It's the election, and it's the worst car crash ever in an election. You can't fucking look away from it. It's horrifying, but you got to keep staring at it, man. And like,
well, you can never. It just keeps getting worse. Just when you think he's out Trumped himself, he steps it up one.
Right. And his whole campaign is just, it's literally, he says something really horrible, and then they talk about it for a while. And then, so like the PowerPoints of his entire fucking campaign, none of it is like, Trump did this thing today that was good. Trump came out with this policy idea that has some merit. None of that. It's Obama founded ISIS.
You have got to see
blood coming out of her eyes. Rapist wants to do his daughter. Fucking everything, and you know, shoot Hillary.
Okay, you know what? Let's play some music and get into this.
So,
all right, man.
Is this what you call democracy? They're killing us and you're killing me. Now I know better, now I can see that I don't wanna be in democracy. Now is the time for us to strike. Do we know what we're doing? Have we set things right? They're leading us into World War III, and this is what you call democracy. It's cry for no government, cry to be free, and I don't see freedom in democracy. Democrat, Republican, Libertarian. Do you really care what party you're in? Did you really think you can make it big? Living among these nuclear pigs. If you didn't know, you'll never see. We're too far gone for democracy. Look what it's done to you and me. Democracy is not for me. Democracy is not for me. Democracy is not for me. It's not for me.
There's lots of money to get richer. Spend that death, they spend their lives just for the pin and count the five. Mercenaries! Just for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Mercenaries! Just for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Man among men, a real fighting machine. He don't survive when his life's on the line. Guerrilla warfare, it's assassination theory. Mercenaries! Just for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Mercenaries! Just for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Heroes that die with blood running free, facing shot to hell and missing an arm. They died for General Motors. They died for ITT. China's gonna go to South Africa, Angola, Ethiopia, Chile, Cuba, Vietnam, Rhodesia. Ready when you are, baby. Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! In Angola, in Rhodesia, there's a war going on for you and me. They're killing people for you and me. Keeping America free. Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Die that way! Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries! Kill for pay! Mercenaries!
All right, that was Negative Trend with Rick L. Rick doing Mercenaries. Before that was Adolescents with Democracy. And we started that set out with T.S.O.L, Abolish Government, and Silent Majority.
Nice. I played sort of with the Adolescents, but not really. It was the Ads, ADZ. But it was, I think it was just two of the guys from the Adolescents. I put on the flyer, the Adolescents, who now like to be called the Ads, are playing with, I think it was in Band Zero at the time or something.
Well, we follow them on Twitter, and they're doing stuff all the time.
Yeah, no, they're full force as Adolescents.
Somebody tweets.
And they've, since then they've been in Reno as the Adolescents and stuff. But at that time, I was just stoked to get to open for, the Ads.
So what the fuck? Let's see. Okay, so we start this week off, right? And he goes to Detroit, and he speaks at the Detroit Economists thingy, whatever he does, and he pretty much stays on script, and
he's teleprompter in it,
right? And he's putting out his economic plan, okay, which is basically more cuts for the top. Okay, and some of the things he's throwing in there, one of the things, what the fuck are you doing? Are you eating food right now? We are in the middle of a podcast. Are you opening your cigarettes up?
Yeah.
Of course you are. All right. Anyway, so one of the things he was saying in there is he was doing this tax credit for childcare. The problem is that tax credit doesn't kick in unless you're like $100 million a year. Okay, it doesn't affect anybody at the low end. It only affects high end. I don't know how the fuck they worked that one out anyway. Some child care credit for the for.
Oh, to me, okay. Listen,
I think it's like you get a tax break for paying your fucking nanny. Is what it
bullshit.
Sounds like to me.
Listen, it's bullshit. That'll never happen. Even if he became president, you know what that is? It's here's all this terrible shit we're gonna do. I mean, really, you don't even have to comment it. You just look at the specific things that were outlined in his fucking thing that he revealed at this speech. It's the one thing in there that doesn't sound like just top-down tyrannical fucking multinational bullshit. I mean, we're gonna do all this gnarly shit to you. Oh, and some child care. Like I can see him being like, how about we got to get something in there that doesn't sound terrible. Throw in some bullshit about childcare and let's do this. It'll be
not him. Somebody had to say that.
It'll be brilliant.
Well, yeah, because you have to. He's speaking to this low-income, low-educated, uninformed electorate,
right?
That's going to eat that shit up.
Right, and if he ever got in office, none of them are going to get the fucking child care credit. And I've heard talk about it being a vouchers thing, too, which just fucks up our education system more in some ways. That's the argument on that end. But
no, it's just more of the same bullshit. It's tax cuts for the rich and bullshit for the little people. And we're going to eliminate now this revenue that's coming in. One of the other things was what do they call that? The death tax. The Republicans call it the death tax, and I believe it's an inheritance tax.
Right.
When you pass your money on.
Right.
So they want to get rid of that. I think that was the other thing, but they're going to eliminate all this revenue out of the budget, and it's like where's it going to come from?
Well, that's always been
where's all this money going to come from?
Always been the fucking free market, supply side, trickle down. That's what it's always been. It's like you're just going to pull all this money out and then throw us into fucking debt and then blame a Democrat for it. And the thing is, though,
constantly.
But the thing is, though, the Democrats they're in on it, man. They are. They're just as responsible. But it's
you mentioned the tech companies. The tech companies are just one part of the faction,
right?
They're the Democratic part of the faction, but yeah, they're in on it. Sure, they're skewing the. They're skewing the economy towards them, not towards the working people. Not
but
towards
my point is, the Democrats, they're fucking full on free market, supply side, trickle down people too. They really are. I mean, Obama made the fucking tax cuts for the rich permanent, which Bush couldn't do, right?
Yeah.
He did. And they're fucking, he's in, he's serving at the behest of all these different fucking industries, multinational industries and shit, and not about us. What is the recovery, as it were, was great for Wall Street. We're all still fucking struggling out here. We never recovered from the fucking thing that we paid for.
Exactly.
And
they passed TPP quietly.
It did go through. God damn it.
Assholes.
We don't have sovereignty. We don't have sovereignty. I didn't know that they passed it. I know the talk was
I
that they
saw
were
it on
gonna
Twitter.
ram it through in this week before they went out when people weren't fucking paying attention.
They did. I saw it on Twitter.
God damn it. So we don't have sovereignty anymore. So what the TPP does, people, check it out. Okay, fucking create jobs, my ass. What it does is it creates a autonomous court that is not beholden to any laws of the United States or our Constitution whatsoever. And the people who sit on this court are chosen by the CEOs of multinational corporations in order to arbitrate when there is disputes between multinational corporations and countries. And so who's going to lose in that every single time? The country. The multinational, they set it up so that anytime there's a dispute, they'll just get their court of their people that they appoint to decide what to do about it. And if it has a negative fucking effect on the rest of us as citizens of the country involved in this dispute, it doesn't matter. We're fucked and there's nothing we can do about it. Dude, TPP makes multinational corporations officially rule the world. Unfettered.
Well,
They can
that's
do
what
whatever
they
the
want.
fuck they want now. They can do whatever the fuck they want now. They did it. They've arrived. That's insane, man. I mean, it's weird. It's like I've always said that they're gonna put it through, and I even said Hillary would fucking push it through too. I don't buy that she's not down for it, but it was never kind of real. You know, it was never real that it actually, getting your mind around the reality of it. And here it is. They passed it. It's gone. We don't have sovereignty. And so, holy shit. I mean, does this mean that these multinational corporations can decide what the NSA is going to do?
Oh, good question. The National Surveillance Agency?
Yeah. And, I mean, holy shit, dude.
I'm pretty sure. I'm looking right now. It's official. Obama to send TPP to Congress 3 hours ago. President Obama optimistic Congress will pass TPP this year. The Hill, August 1st. So it may not have gone through quite yet, but it looks like it's going through.
He sent it to Congress?
Yeah.
How does that work? It goes through Congress, then it hits the president's desk.
It's official.
Right?
Obama to send TPP to Congress.
I don't understand.
New York. The White House has put Congress on official notice that it will be sending lawmakers a bill to implement President Barack Obama's Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement later this year. The White House submitted what's known as a Statement of Administrative Action, giving Congress a 30-day notification that the administration plans to present legislation implementing the TPP. So it hasn't quite gone through. I guess it hasn't passed yet, but he's like, okay, it's coming.
But it's on. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a done deal. Wow, man. So, I mean, you add this TPP monster on top of the fact that we don't have habeas corpus anymore because of the NDAA that Obama signed. We don't have, God damn, dude. Okay, like the whole argument about like labeling, GMO labeling, that's gone. That was fun, guys. Guess what? That's over. Because if Monsanto decides that fucking, or one of the fucking big fucking agricultural companies, whatever, Archer Daniels, ADM, and they decide that they don't fucking want to have GMO labeling, they'll just have their little fucking court, their little fucking kangaroo court.
Right.
And
because
decide,
they have the
we
money.
don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We're not going to tell you what's in your food anymore. That argument's gone. I mean, dude, and I'm just trying to think of like the instant. There's so many broad ramifications.
It's
for
so
this law.
funny because part of the election 4 years ago was Mitt Romney saying corporations are people, and people freaking out over that. But oh my God, corporations are people under Barack Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem that way?
Well, they are. And now they're in charge. As soon as this thing passes, they're in charge of everything. And then you got, okay, so look, dude, you also have what Trump has done to our country, the irreversible damage this fucker has done to our country and who we are as a people and the way we communicate with each other. Our interpersonal relationships are fucking damaged because of this guy, man. And he's stoking unrest. Really irrational, ignorant unrest. And I've said from the beginning, man, and I've taken a lot of criticism for this, but like when Trump loses, his people are going to fucking flip out. I've said it over
and he's
and
even
over.
given him more of a reason now
And
because
he's
he's
giving
saying
him-
that
That's right.
the election, yeah, if he loses the election's rigged. Looked at how many people he's bringing into his rallies when Hillary's only bringing in 200 and 300.
Right.
So obviously, if he loses, the election has to be rigged.
Right. And so these people who already despise Hillary Clinton, who already think who don't understand that, okay, they have this weird cognitive dissonance going on where they hate the federal government, but if they get the people in the federal government that they like, it'll be okay. To me, that I find that curious. Like, they really don't understand that they actually like the federal government. They just don't like Democrats. But anyway, so their rhetoric is the fucking Fed.
But they
man.
like
The
democratic
fucking Fed.
policies.
And
They
but
like
listen,
liberal policies.
well, I know, but this is my larger point: is that they already hate her, and they hate the federal government, and now the federal government kept the only honest man of the people, Donald fucking Trump, out of office. And these people are going to revolt. These fucking militia people, and like they're going to have the Bundys as fucking like the first casualties of their fucking revolution. You know what I mean? They'll be fucking, martyrs. And fucking, and it's gonna be on, dude. It's on. These people are gonna trip the fuck out, and they're gonna
we've
do
already
violent
got
shit. There's gonna be all kinds of fucking racial fucking killings,
Already is.
racially motivated killings. No, but it's gonna go up when this.
there's
guy
already
fucking
one. I
loses
just
it.
read one on Twitter. I was trying to research it to find out how much more happened, but 2 Muslims were shot coming out of mosque by a Donald Trump supporter.
Get ready, people. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, dude? Get ready.
I mean, I saw it on Twitter.
Muslims?
I don't know how much of it. I can't even tell you where I saw it. It could have been the Hill. I don't always trust everything I see from the Hill, but I do remember seeing a picture of it, and they usually don't post photos. So, but I did see something about this, and I was trying to look into it further.
If you're a Muslim and you're listening to me, you're in danger. Get ready. Be prepared. These fucking people hate you, and they're going to try and fucking hurt you.
Well,
Especially
come on,
Muslims.
man.
They're going to take
It doesn't even you don't even have to be Muslim. All you have to be is pro-choice.
Yeah, no shit.
And going to Planned Parenthood to, I don't know, get a vasectomy or pick up some rubbers or, pick up your girlfriend's birth control, and get shot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't take much. And see, and here's the thing now. So, all these people are armed, and you've got Trump telling them Hillary's going to take your guns away, even though she's already fucking said she's not. And even though y'all said Obama was going to take him away, and you still got him 8 fucking years later, okay? So nobody's come for your goddamn motherfucking penis extensions, assholes. So now you have them, you're all locked and loaded and ready to go. And then on top of that, now you've got Trump coming in on, what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday, and saying, well, if she gets in, there's not going to be anything you can do. Well, except maybe the Second Amendment people, maybe then.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
That would be horrible. So it wouldn't be horrible if they banded together and lobbied to get her out and got people to vote to get her, so that you could get in. No, wouldn't be horrible. That would be great. It would be horrible if somebody fucking shot her, and that's exactly what you meant.
Right.
And then you turn around and lie about it and say, I was just being sarcastic. And then you blame the fucking media for saying that you said you were inciting violence.
It doesn't matter whether his response doesn't matter. The bottom line is, dude, at the very, very least, 15, 20 people saw that and went, I can do that. I believe in the Second Amendment. Shit, I could fucking kill her. Ain't she coming here in March? People thought that. He fucking stoked that thought in people's head. I'll guarantee you. It doesn't mean that one of these guys is going to go out and murder Hillary Clinton. But, man, that's
almost surprised that President Obama's still alive. I thought some fucking racist nut would have.
Well, here's my thoughts on that.
Come on.
Check it out.
Come on. We had Hinckley shooting on fucking
Listen.
Reagan back in the 80s for Jodie Foster.
Right. The Secret Service is on top of their shit, dude.
Come on. They let the fucking drones go over the wall at the White House. Secret Service isn't on their shit. There's all kind of shit.
I think it's super hard. I think it's super hard to fucking assassinate the president. I don't know all the conspiracy theories around Hinckley, and I don't think there's a whole lot of them. I think people just kind of actually do buy the thing that he was obsessed with Jodie Foster or whatever, and fucking wanted to do his thing, And then, so the other one we have is JFK, which, dude, I still don't know. I'm not convinced either way. I lean definitely more towards a conspiracy in JFK's assassination than not. But look,
Oh no, I'm thinking definitely conspiracy after we had a little chat about the dead Kennedys and Bobby included. And on top of that, you know what? I caught the CNN series Race for the White House, and they had a number of presidential races that they had covered. Extremely establishmentarianism. Yeah, it was definitely via establishment and pushing that whole agenda, obviously. But it was very interesting, and that was one of the races that they talked about.
So here's here's the broad point that I think we're trying to make is that Donald Trump has done so much to us as a community and as a society that it doesn't matter if he wins or not at this point. He's already done the damage. And we're fighting with our families. We're losing friends over it. It's not to get across to people, who don't understand why someone like us would unfriend someone for liking Trump. Just for if I find out that you support Trump, you're gone. Right. And I think they don't understand it. And of course, understandably, they resent that you would do that to them. Right. But this isn't about and it's just politics. And it's it's not. This is not fucking. I believe in, expanding
not this race,
social
not
services.
just
I believe in expanding social services, but you think you call those entitlements. Okay, we can have that discussion. Okay, and I don't have to hate you. And that's why I can have discussions with some libertarians because they believe in that economic system. Okay, and they're informed on it.
Yes,
they're informed on it. You can have that discussion. I disagree with them. Okay, if I didn't, I would be a libertarian. But I just kind of fundamentally disagree with them. But I don't have to fucking hate that guy. Okay, you say, dude, Trump is so insanely divisive, and he. All the divisiveness in our country that's always been there, I think really solidified. It got stronger and more vocal on both sides. And so now we're all fucking against each other, man. There's some real deep animosity amongst us as citizens right now because of our varying stances on Donald Trump, And
yeah, but one of the things I want to bring up is that it seems like this is not new. This is not new. Okay, it may seem new to us, and it may seem like extremism to us because it kind of is. But this is not new. This is still 1/3 of the country. We can go back to McCarthyism in the 50s, and Eisenhower and Nixon.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that race there. Who was it? It was Nixon Kennedy.
Right.
That's the one. Yeah. I'm just saying, it seems like the racism has been there. Remember,
yes, definitely.
The one I was watching that Nixon Reagan or that Nixon Kennedy happened during civil rights, and there was a time when they threw Martin Luther King in jail because he went to an all-white diner and sat down, and him and a bunch of people him and a bunch of other guys got arrested for sitting down in this diner when not moving. Right. Nixon, I believe, was the vice president, and he actually tried to get a hold of him and get a hold of Coretta or get a hold of somebody to help do something about it, and wasn't able to. And John Kennedy was able to call Coretta Scott King and say, "Hey, dude, I'm sorry, man. I hope I hope it's cool, and we'll do what I can." And was able to make a phone call and get him out, which pretty much they were saying kind of won him the election. But you had extreme racism going on back then. Almost a divided country where people were going to kill other people. They were going to shoot you if you drank out of the white water fountain. One of the things, we got the Olympics going on, and here's one of the things I heard. We had a what's her name, Biles, that little swimmer girl. No, that's a gymnastics girl. Yeah, they were talking about a black girl got a gold medal from the United States for swimming, and they were talking about the stereotype about how black people don't swim. And they said, yeah, but do you understand why they have that stereotype? Because they were restricted from using the same pools. You could use the same water fountain, and you could go to the same diner and sit at the counter. But when it come to swimming pools, that's a little different story. And they were still heavily segregated. I mean, come on, our fucking schools were segregated until what, the 70s?
Right. Well, okay.
So,
Look,
I mean, I believe that this element has always been
I know.
there.
Now,
I
let me say
believe
this.
that what he's done is he's turned it over and scratched the belly, and now it's alive and kicking.
Right. Well, but there's a little more to it than that. So if you look, okay, you had the slavery, fucking our country fought a revolution, or a civil war over slavery, okay? And then the compromise is all this Jim Crow shit, ultimately, right? And then finally they stood up and said, no more of that. And we had almost the equivalent of a civil war in this country.
Do me
It
a
was gnarly
favor.
in the 60s.
Break down Jim Crow shit. I've heard it come up a lot. I'm vaguely familiar with it.
Jim Crow is all the segregation laws. It's
That's
all
what
the
I thought.
segregation laws. That's what it is. It's all the fucking, can't eat in the diner, fucking drinking
You
fountains.
can have rights, but you can't eat here, and you can't drink here, and you can't go right. You have to ride in the back of the bus and this kind of stuff, right?
Right. Exactly. Separate but equal nonsense, right? So that's Jim Crow. So you have all that, and then you have a great pushback against all that in the 60s, and they flipped the fuck out and kind of won. Okay, they got some victories. Obviously, they didn't cure racism and systemic racism in the system, okay? But it was a huge step forward. So, of course, there was pushback. And then what happens is, instead of the Republican Party over the next 30 years, 40 years, instead of saying, okay, we need to get real, let's move on from this race bullshit, they fucking stoked it with what's called the Southern strategy. It's what Nixon puts in place. And so encouraged through the use of dog whistles, right? Like they learned how to, there's so many racists in this country who don't think they're racist. It's maddening, dude. When you're trying.
We had this
how
talk.
many times do you have to have a conversation? Have you had a conversation with people where you're like, you're a racist, and they're like, absolutely not. It's like, oh my god, how can you not see that you are? Okay, that's the Southern strategy in action. Okay, that's what it presented. And I think all these people are tired of playing all those games. They're tired of fucking dog whistling. They're tired of having to be covert about it. And, poor guys, right? They're so fucking
Oh yeah,
fed
no,
up.
I absolutely agree. And
they can't be open
they
and face
can't.
it.
Right, exactly. So their First Amendment is being crushed because they can't
Right.
come out and openly be racist and fly their Confederate flag.
Right. And treat people like lesser human beings than them.
Exactly.
And and then you add on
process
top of
of
all that
dehumanization.
this insanely irrational fear of ISIS and Muslims. You throw that in the mix, right? And then tell people that the Democratic president founded this thing that they're so insanely terrified of. These people are it's like they can't process it. I'm dude. It's gonna get violent, dude. He's done that, and if he it doesn't matter what he does it from this point on. If he wins, if he gets killed, if he drops out, if he fucking falls off, gets hit by a bus or something. Okay, it doesn't matter what happens to him. This damage is done. It's out of the bag. Pandora has fucking opened that shit. Okay, and so so what does that mean when Hillary's going to be the president? There's your little alert.
Spoiler alert!
Alert!
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, Hillary's going to be president.
We can get into this. Let's do it.
Okay, so in the midst of all this, what does it mean? Is she going to address this kind of shit?
Oops, sorry.
She's just going to move forward with her corporate agenda, right? Now, look, she said some cool things recently. She's talked about
Oh my god!
affordable, fucking, debt-free tuition, fucking.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I know, and that's the caveat for all of this. Okay, but,
Obama said public option too. I don't fucking see a public
right.
option.
Well, now she's saying it, and that's always been the argument from the left. Is like, let's
Well-
not repeal and replace. Let's start building on the groundwork of this. Okay, so maybe whatever. So she's talking about public option being back on the table. What else did she say?
$15 an hour.
$15 an hour. So I like these things.
I do too, but it's not going to fucking happen.
Right.
Let's get fucking real, bro. I mean, you want to talk about Hillary's
I
faults
think the 15
because
can happen. I think the 15 can happen.
it can. I don't think it will.
Yeah,
it might.
probably 12.
It might over time, but it's going to have some fucking bullshit red tape
I think
riddled
she
in
can
through
do
it.
I think she can do it. I think she can raise. But listen, man, raising the minimum wage, is that a fucking president defining fucking accomplishment? Look, however you feel about the Affordable Care Act, that was a big thing. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
Massive piece of legislation you got through. That was a major accomplishment. Whether you agree with it or not, that was a defining that historians are going to mention the Affordable Care Act when talking about President Obama, all through history. His name is attached to ACA, whatever. But raising the minimum wage in comparison to that, I think she can do it. But you know, I've been convinced for a long time that there's some kind of fucking major upheaval coming. I believe it, and I don't want to contribute to it. I don't want to go out in the street and stoke it and create a revolution and foment fucking all that. I have no desire to do any of that. I just believe it's coming. And I think Donald Trump did an amazing job of getting us so much closer to the conditions on the ground that could instantly spark into mass violence on the street met with police clampdown, curfews, and martial law, which then creates more revolution because these right-wing nuts are going to trip the fuck out if martial law is ever declared. And then boom, we're in a fucking super violent Mad Max fucking revolution, man. And okay, dude, is it?
I got news for you. It's not just going to be right-wing nuts.
Tinfoil, dude, tinfoil time.
All right. I'm getting it. Okay.
So,
all right, I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay, so we always talk about, was Donald Trump the foil for Hillary Clinton? Was he intended to run in order to win the election for Hillary? Okay, we've talked about that a number of times on the show, and I'm sure, and it's not a conspiracy theory to anybody. But here's this. Okay, let's assume that is the case. I think his job could have easily more requirements attached to it than just run a shitty campaign. What if his job is to help contribute to the fucking ignorance and violence and animosity and division amongst American citizens, which would make it easier for Hillary to then later declare martial law? The whole clampdown scenario.
What's the motive behind martial law? Besides just to strip us of any rights that we happen to have left.
Well, I hate to fucking quote Alex Jones, that's fucking douchebag, but prison planet. It's a prison planet. It's an enslaved human species, right? This is, okay, look, Mike, this is the fucking big conspiracy theory.
Aren't we already kind of enslaved already?
Well, but listen, hear me out on this. This is what it comes down to. In the world of people who follow Bilderberg and that, like Jim Mars and David Icke and like all these people, the thread that they have in all of them, and you'll hear a lot of conspiracy theorists talk about the Georgia Guidestones, okay, and I'll get into that in a sec, but a massive reduction in population, okay. If this is the thought that once the Bilderberg, the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, whatever, achieve their absolute power, they're gonna fucking kill, like, you know, we're getting around 7 billion. They're gonna kill 6.5 billion people, and then have enough people around, you know.
The second coming of Christ, when they wipe out all the sinners.
Right, and so of course on the Christian side, the fundamentalist Christian side of this conspiracy theory, that is the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers creating the climate under which the Antichrist can step in and rule the world. Okay, I don't buy that shit. I think it's that these fucking banker families want to rule the world. They want a fucking global dictatorship where they can do whatever they want, and then they just keep enough of us around to like build their gadgets and fucking, you know, drive their cars for them and, you know, fix their fucking toilet and shit, right? And they need us monkeys around to do that shit, right? So that's ultimately the advantage for Hillary to implement martial law.
Okay, I'm going to throw something out here. What if what he's doing by exposing this horrible faction of our society, what if that, now that it's exposed and visible in the light of day, that maybe now there's a chance for the other 2/3, because it seems to be right about 1/3.
Right.
And it's pretty much been that almost the entire election season through the primaries. And I mean, he's in the 40s, but, you know, still 40s is not much more than 1/3.
Sure.
Okay? He's still hovering right around 1/3. But, you know, maybe now it's time for the 2/3 to come out and go, the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Have you lost your fucking mind? This behavior is unacceptable, and change it the fuck right now.
Right now.
Okay? I mean, I know that may be a optimistic way of looking at it. I don't know. Are there that many people out there, of 2/3 willing enough to speak up, or having big enough balls to speak up to these the 1/3, to say, you know what, you're a fucking racist bitch, and I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And if you can't see that you're supporting a racist asshole, then I don't have time for you.
And then success. You know, the elite cheer. They hear you say that and they're like, great, more division, easier to manipulate now. You know, and that doesn't mean you don't do the scenario, you don't confront, like you're saying. I totally believe that, and have done it a number of times in this election cycle. I've confronted people and like, look, dude, sorry, you're a fucking racist. And they don't like hearing it, and then I'm not friends with those people anymore, and they don't like me anymore, and it's okay because, you know, but, dude, I think there's some, okay, so there's two sides to the point I want to make now. One is that the elite, I don't think they're really racist. I think their family is better than everybody else, right? And they're willing to get along with, like, they're willing to get along with the Saudis. They're fucking Arabs. They got no problem chilling with the Saudis. They don't hate them because they're Arab, you know. But they're not their family. So, and that's what you have going on in the world, is a handful of families that have kind of got together and said, you know what, I'm cool with you. Let's just run everything. We're going to have our differences and have our problems. But as far as their perspective on racism on the street, they don't care whether we're black or Mexican or white or whatever. We're the poor. We're all equal to them. Now, they'll stoke our racial divisions that we already have amongst us and, like, exploit them to keep us against each other. They're okay with that. But
yeah, but like, this elitism stems from racism. Or I'm going to say it's the other way around. Racism stems from that elitism.
Well, right.
My family's better than you.
Right.
So I'm better than you. It doesn't matter what the fuck color my skin is, but it happens to be white. So because it's white and because I'm better than you, then obviously.
But the difference is, Mike.
But I do agree with the economic status.
But I think that they feel in their circles. So, like I think the Rothschilds and the Warburgs feel equal to each other. Okay, the Rockefeller family is more important to the Rockefellers than the Warburg family, right? But same for the Warburgs. Their family is more important to them than the family of the Rockefellers. But they have an equality thing going on, and they're going to have their disagreements and shit, and you have that all the time. That's why it's kind of hard to really monitor them. It's very complex. You know, it's not just this chugging along 100 lockstep machine for fascist takeover world. They have their own disagreements on how they should implement things. You know, there was a lot of in 9/11 for the 9/11 truthers that actually Bilderberg kind of didn't want it to happen, and the Bushes kind of said, well, we do, and so we're going to go forward. And of course the Bilderberg resources got on board, you know, and of course I don't know if any of that's fucking true, but that was one of the conspiracy theories going around that was worth considering and spending a minute with, right? So yeah, just as far as like the systemic racism in the police departments, like the elite didn't make that happen because they hate black people. It's because they want to oppress as many people as they can, and they found a great way to oppress a big chunk of them. So
well, I think that the racism is systemic. It's built in. It's been built in. Okay, so we have Jim Crow, and then the Southern Strategy, and then we're going to bring in cocaine and marijuana and make it illegal, and then we're going to fucking throw the hippies in jail for smoking pot because they opposed the Vietnam War, and then we're going to throw the black guys in jail because they're black.
Right. So we're going to give them a bunch
that was
of heroin.
In the 70s. That was in the fucking 70s. And then in the 80s, you have the cocaine epidemic with crack cocaine, and that even more black guys now are in jail. And as well as the socioeconomic class that can't afford. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what color skin you have. I mean, if you're struggling, man, you're in that class, you're gonna fall into it. I mean, I saw it. I was right there on the verge, you know. So it didn't fucking matter. So and now and that's the 80s. And so now you go. dude, that was only 30 years ago.
Right.
And, you know, when we think it's done and over and haven't heard anything about it, and no, it's still there. It's been built in. It hasn't gone away. Yeah, Lincoln freed the slaves, but, you know, we have evidence of systemic slavery as early as the 70s. And, you know, and even, I mean, who knows? You want to go back and look at some of the policies now? A lot of these policies are geared towards screwing the poor guy and the black guy and funneling their money towards the top.
And there's no end of that in sight.
Oh my God! Not with a Clinton in office.
No, that's all still going to happen. You know,
Christ.
I mean, she's a Democrat, so she's going to be better on race issues and like homophobia and like, you know, those kind of things. She's going to, you know, we're going to agree with her there. You know, but as far as the things the much larger fucking issues that affect everything. No, it's business as usual, man.
Well,
but you're gonna have a bunch of fucking pissed off. That 1/3 of our country is gonna be insanely pissed off, way more than they ever were at Obama, man. It's different.
Well, you've mentioned this to me before. It's different with her.
It is. It's the hatred for her is, you know, look.
It's amazing because, you know, they keep the Republican talking points about her are always. I think we talked about this in the Wednesday show. It's always one Benghazi, which they spent $10 million fucking dollars on and found nothing.
Right.
Okay. They hammer her on the emails, which, you know, both Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell, both secretaries of state, had private servers in their home. She did exactly the same thing they did. These are your talking points. I had to fucking call a Republican out and go, look, bro, if you're going to support him, slam Hillary on shit that liberals fucking hate her for.
Right.
You know, you're hitting these weak GOP talking points, man. And they are. They're weak.
They are.
Hit her on fracking. She fucking fracked the fuck out of the fucking country.
Right.
And the world.
Out of the world. Yeah.
Baldo will tell you.
Yes.
No, I don't trust a goddamn thing she says. It's all fucking lip service.
Yep.
What have you done? What have you done? I mean, you Secretary of State, that's great. But what? You fucking got us into war more than once. I mean, what have you done for the country as far as, you know, economically or for us, for the people here? You didn't get any fucking health care through when you were First Lady. I know that was an issue. That was your thing, right? Oh, Michelle Obama's just trying to get us to eat right, and they criticize her fucking shit out of her for that.
Treated her like she was Hitler.
God, I know.
Seriously treated her like she was passing some freaking total dictator law.
I would love to.
She was like, "Hey kids, how about you eat good?" And they're like, "Hitler,
horrible." I would love to see her run after her speech at the convention. I'd be interested to see if she ran.
Wow. But you know what's fun to say, Mike? You do know what's fun to say, right?
I do know what's fun to say.
Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza.
Malia Obama did go to Lollapalooza.
Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza.
Should we play some music?
And she smoked pot.
It's alleged. And who the fuck cares anyways?
I think it's great. And,
Where was she? You know, all Obama's got to come out and go, yeah, I smoked fucking pot. Big deal. Oh, R2-D2.
I suck. I have R2 on.
R2. Let's play some music, man. Juice Bros. I hate cops.
I hate cops.
America. That's the way love goes in America. That's the way love goes in America. That's the way love goes in America. Oh, little girls, he just wants a man. Someone to take on the big strong hands. Someone to go right down on the bed. Someone to fill up her empty head. Angry Jill. She needs another pill. Angry Jill. She could be anyone. Poor little girl, she's so confused. Doesn't know the difference of love and abuse. Wakes up in the morning with blood on her bed and says that's okay. Love and comfort for making her sick. It's always a prelude to abandonment. Love and comfort, oh, what a pile of shit. What a pile of shit, she too with it. Angry Jill. She needs another pill. Angry Jill. She could be anyone. Angry Jill. She needs another pill. Angry Jill. She could be anyone.
down. Shut it down. And sometimes I feel like you just shut me down. Shut down. Shut down. Sometimes I feel like I've just been shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. I walk down the street, I get shut down. And then I feel the heat, get shut down. 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 Shut down, baby. So far down. Shut down. Shut down.
All right, that was Shut Down by F Word. The cover of the Germs song, Shut Down. Before that was Secret Hate with Angry Jill. And we started that set off with the Juice Bros, I Hate Cops.
Did you go to Lollapalooza, Mike?
I went to Lollapalooza.
Did we go to one
I did
together?
not go with Malia Obama, though.
Oh.
I don't think we... Did we go to one together?
I don't know. I went to 4 of them. I went to the first 4.
Holy shit.
The first one,
The first one.
was in the Bay Area. It was at Mountain View. Anyway,
Okay.
it was like outside San Jose. That was the one with Ice-T and Jane's Addiction and Susie and Rollins Band.
Okay,
Living
Susie-
Color.
Wow. Okay, I know Jane's Addiction played in the first one.
Right.
Okay. I don't think I hit that one. I think I hit the second one. I remember going to the one where Hole headlined, and that was at Irvine Meadows. I went to the one at, the one in San Gabriel, right next to the Miller Brewery up there off the 210 freeway. I want to say the San Gabriel Dam recreational area. And it was 9 Inch Nails. Was that 9 Inch Nails there? No.
Ministry?
No, that was Rage. Rage was there.
Okay,
Rage,
I went to
Rage
that
played
area.
at that one. I did go to the one in... I went and saw Susie and the Banshees and 9 Inch Nails. I think that was the same one.
Yeah, no, that's the first one. 9 Inch. So that's the lineup.
That was the second one, I think, bro. But anyways, yeah.
No. Listen, the first one. I know it. I have the poster. The first one was Jane's Addiction, Rollins Band, Ice-T, Susie and the Banshees, 9 Inch Nails, Living Color, and one other thing. There was one other thing on there. Yeah, but anyway, Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza.
I'll have to put my picture of Lollapalooza up if I can find it. So we're talking about
The irreversible damage.
the irreversible
It's
damage.
done
That's
to
what
our
I was
country.
looking for. Yes. One of the things that we had one of the things that's happened this week is, and recently too, is eliminating people.
Right. Well, here, let me put it like this.
Go ahead.
Not gonna say anything specific about anyone specific, but
Ditto.
dude, we've had some issues with family that we love and care about, and that this man crept into our lives, and
I had an issue with family though over Romney, but
they're all Mormons.
well, yeah, there's that.
Duh. I mean, I saw that one coming. There was a big giant train with fucking Romney's face that came barreling at your family.
That's the Trump train. Yeah, and then I've had to confront friends on, hey man, this is racist. This thing that he said here, this is racism. This is racist. I need to know, are you racist? I'm not going to defend you because you are supporting him. I will defend you, though, if you're racist. If you think you're better than somebody else because you're of the color of your skin or because of your socioeconomic status, you're fucking racist.
Yeah, but and here's the thing, too, Mike. Ask them why they support him. And there's not going to be a policy.
Because they hate Hillary.
Because it's all
They fucking hate Hillary.
Because...
And for those two main things, Benghazi and for the emails. I think there's one other, but I can't remember what it is.
So let's say that there's essentially two factions, two kinds of a Trump supporter, right? And there's probably crossover between the two as well. But you have one where anybody but Hillary. They're anybody but Hillary. They can't vote for a Democrat, period, and discussion. It's over. They'll never will.
Like your Bernie or Busters.
Right. And then there's people who really like him. And
he doesn't have any policies, though. You can't say, "Oh, I support his policies." What?
Well, right.
Putting up a fucking wall?
Right. That's his policy to run the country. No, you like him because he says horrible shit about people.
And because it makes it okay for you to feel that way. Because you do feel that way. You're fucking scared of Muslims.
Dude,
you know why? Turn off Fox News and maybe you won't be so scared of Muslims. You have a
Trump.
higher chance. You have a higher chance of getting struck by lightning, and yet it's over 50%. I want to say almost over 60% of something I saw on Fox News Twitter are afraid that Islamic terrorism is going to affect their life. 60% of people think Islamic terrorism, radical Islamic terrorism, is going to or has affected their life. You're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of being struck by lightning.
Yep. And so on either side of those two types of Trump supporters that I described, they have to be ignorant. They have to be. Like, and that doesn't mean
have to be. They are.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In order to reach that conclusion, there has to be ignorance involved.
Watch.
And that's not to say, and listen, Mike, I want to be very clear about this. That's not to say that they're stupid. Okay? That's not to say that they're incapable of understanding information. Okay? But for whatever reason, they don't. They don't understand information. They don't have it. They don't have recall of the necessary knowledge to make them understand why we call them a racist.
That's stupid, bro. That's being stupid.
Well, I'm trying.
Okay,
to,
I'm going to say
to
I'm
be
not.
nice.
I'm fucking over it.
Nice.
Anna Kasparian said it this week on the Young Turks, and I'm going to say it again. If you're listening to the show and you're a Trump supporter, you're fucking stupid. Okay? Get a fucking clue. Hopefully this show will give you one.
You know, a very good friend of mine, you know him, I just don't want to say the name because he told something personal about his family and the way they kind of handled the Trump thing. And his sister, okay, so their dad is supporting Trump, and he's very old. And she wrote him a letter and like CC'd the other siblings and stuff in the email. So it was kind of a group letter to dad. And ultimately what it said was, look, you have every right. I would never, ever try to tell you how to express your vote. That's your right as American. I would never try to do that. But I'm going to ask you, Dad, please, just let it go. Let this new generation of kids pick what they want the world to be. Don't do this to them. And I just thought that was such an incredible angle to go at it with. Like, look, I get it. You want it to be the old way. But these kids don't. They don't want it. And they're the ones that have to take over this world. They're the ones that have to do this. And, your time is done. If nobody's going to come and hurt you and take away your rights if you don't vote for Donald Trump. Just don't. Just sit this one out, Dad. And I just, to me, I thought that was powerful. I don't know what your thoughts on it are, but.
I don't know. I'm not in that place. I agree with it as far as we're turning over the reins to the next generation. Because basically my generation runs this. Obama's 53, I think.
Right.
And I'm going to be 50. Did he just turn 53?
I don't know.
54. He's a little bit older than I am. I turn 53 next week. Okay. He's my age, basically. And look what I've done with my life. He's fucking president of the United States for 8 years. And look at me, I run a janky podcast.
Right.
But this is my generation. Are you seriously telling me that my generation is the one that fucked this shit up? My generation is fucking racist? Okay? Because I'm embarrassed. That embarrasses me.
Yeah.
And as an American, I'm embarrassed. This is who, and it's like, you want to, God forbid you go to another country, I want to wear a sign that says, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter.
Right.
Because you go to another country and they think you have a Bible and a gun and a red hat. A red trucker hat. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. That's how I feel about it. And yeah, I hope the younger generation can come through. But I believe that the system is so fucking corrupt at this point, there's not a whole lot that anybody can do. Yeah, and the tinfoil hat's back on, and I do think that it's destined. Hillary's destined. She's part of the establishment.
Right. Well, that was always the thing. It was always said that she was picked in 08, Bilderberg tapped her in 08, and then Obama came along and fucking they went, this will work better. Sorry, Hill, you're going to have to wait. Go be Secretary of State, though, and then we'll get you in 16. And here we go. It's happened. It's her turn. That's why she's always had that. Like, every fucking newscaster talks about it, even in mainstream fucking media bullshit. They talk about her sense of entitlement to the office. You know, because
That's interesting.
it's justified. It's a justified.
One of these shows I was watching yesterday was John Quincy Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Okay, was that election? All right, and Thomas Jefferson was I'm sorry, my bad. Andrew Jackson. That's
Okay.
it was. It was Andrew Jackson. He was a war general for the War of 1812.
Right. Old Hickory.
Oh, I suppose Andrew Jackson. Yeah, Old Hickory. Yes. Back then, there was only one party. There wasn't actually a party. Jackson was a kind of what the beginning of the Democratic Party started out to be.
Right.
But up until that point, what it was that whoever the Secretary of State was next in line for the presidency. And John Adams was the Secretary of State. I'm not going to remember the guy that was in front of him, as well as being the son of John Adams, one of the original founders of the country. So, but it was that whole president, Secretary of State to president, Secretary of State to president kind of thing. And that's how it had been down to him. And I think he was the number seven president.
And what? So is that when they changed?
Yeah, that's when they changed. Well, he
I
became
didn't know that because
Quincy
the
Adams.
the line of succession is the line of succession now is president, vice president, speaker of the House.
Well, I don't know if that's the line. Like, if the president was killed, then it would be. I mean, it probably was still that way. Would go to vice president, speaker of the House. But
And
I'm
then
just
if the
saying
vice president is killed,
because there wasn't two parties back then, and they didn't. Basically, it was the presidency was picked by politicians. The presidency was not picked by the electorate and by the people. And this was one of the first times that it was, and that's when the people spoke out. And they actually, John Quincy Adams was elected right from in the beginning. He got 4 years, and then Jackson ran against him and won 4 years later. But yeah, that was kind of the way it had gone. It had gone from whoever the Secretary of State would become the next president after that president was up. So, whoever the Secretary of State was.
that would be the next. That's who they. I see what you're saying. That's
Right.
who they would choose in the next election cycle. Was the
Exactly. Yes. So,
I get you.
interesting. And he was considered to be one of the most qualified at the time.
Well,
So,
you're-
I mean,
you're
now
right,
you're looking
State
at Hillary,
Department.
and that's the thing I'm thinking. Hillary Clinton, she ran the State Department. So,
You have shit tons of experience if you've run the State Department. I just still think that, like I said, I just want to reiterate that her sense of entitlement. I said I called it justified. I just don't want to confuse people into thinking that I agree with there being a scenario under which she can feel entitled to the presidency. I think it's terrible, but it's real. Like, the reason she feels fucking entitled to the presidency is because it was promised to her, because she knows she's getting it, because it's her turn. It is.
Well, I mean,
Whether
look
we
at
like
it.
that or not, it is. It's her turn.
look how the Democratic primary went. I was thinking about this today. If Bernie had won New York, we'd have had a whole different fucking story by the time we got to California. And there's clear evidence of voter fraud in New York and in California.
Right.
Intentional? Probably. Was she tapped to be, the nominee? Fuck yeah, she was tapped to be the nominee. And how dare you run against her? It's the fucking Clinton machine. She's already done this. She did this 4 fucking years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago. My mistake.
So what's the first thing she's going to do?
When she gets in office?
Yeah, what's day one with Hillary? What does that look like?
TPP.
Well, it'll already be through.
Yeah, if it's not, it will be. And late and I don't know. They're saying end of the year.
Merrick Garland. Is she going to fucking
that's the
appoint
other
Merrick
one.
Garland?
Can she appoint him?
Is she going to?
You can't. The
Or
Congress
not
has to
nominate
vote
him,
on it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but not. I mean, I don't know. Haven't we tried that? Obama's trying it. Are they going to listen?
Well, but they don't
are
have the lame duck fucking last year. Of course.
And the thing is, he's not a fucking lame duck yet.
I know.
He's still the president. Nobody's
course.
fucking voted in.
And they're directly violating the Constitution. And for fucking Turtle to come out, fucking Mitch McConnell, and talk about his proudest moment is when he looked Obama in the eye and said, "Not blah blah blah. Merrick Garland ain't gonna happen. Like, really, you fucking cocksucker?
That's
Your
your
fucking proudest moment is to violate the Constitution, is to subvert democracy.
Yes.
Fuck you, man. You fucking cocksucker. And people cheered for his ass when he said that shit.
He's the head obstructionist.
God. He's the one that said fucking our number one job is to stop Obama, right? That was
Yep.
Turtle fucking.
That was Turtlehead.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What do you
He
think?
may lose his seat though. He's already thinking that if shit doesn't happen now with this campaign, that Republicans are gonna lose the House. I mean, it looks like the Senate is gonna go blue, but they could possibly even lose the House. I don't know.
I think they will. I think the left will get a full majority. It's just they're not going to do shit with it. We might get our
Obama had a
minimum
full
wage.
majority and didn't do shit with it.
That's right. I think we'll get our minimum wage. I mean, at least go to 12.
Yeah, I think she's going to backpedal on just about everything she says, and it's going to be another 4 years of the same kind of bullshit we had with Obama. All these promises of all this shit's going to happen, and none of it's going to happen. I don't believe a fucking word of it.
What does she do with ISIS? What does she do with Syria? Is she going to Syria?
ISIS in Syria? No.
What the fuck's going on with Russia?
No.
That was something we talked about. We were supposed to
get into Russia. I've noticed on Twitter they're saying that the Clintons have ties to Putin and Russia, but it's like, wait a minute, wasn't Trump the one saying he was buddies with Putin, or was liking some fucking tweet of his or something? I mean, now all of a sudden we're all buddies with Russia. What the fuck?
It's so weird, Mike. It's so weird because look, the people that fucking most fear Russia are the the baby boomers, old white guys, like Trump supporters, are the ones that grew up in the Cold War, and they have all these deep seated fears, of Russia because of their entire life they were told that they're Satan incarnate, you know what I mean? So they have residuals for that. But then they go and support a guy who's supposed to be buddies with, trust me, dude, I'll guarantee you, dude, a lot of Trump supporters probably think that Russia's still communist. I'll bet you they don't.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Well, they probably still think the Soviet Union is still relevant.
Right. And
okay, so
he's a communist dictator. And
we need to do our homework, obviously.
We need to do our homework on Russia.
What is Putin doing? He's going to take over other countries.
He's invading. He's doing everything that America does. He's fucking doing, taking lands from people, taking resources from people.
Basically, over the auspices of natural resources.
Right, and then he's invaded some actual countries, which we do that. We just don't call it America after we do it. We hand it over to some fucking dictator and say, now you run it and just send us all the drugs.
Exactly.
Which
is more of what Hillary does.
Right.
Regime change.
So Putin is the same, and he serves a bunch of oligarchs, just like our presidents do. It's more commonly, thrown out and accepted in, wonky Washington political circles to talk about the Russian oligarchs. Those same fucking mainstream media people aren't going to talk about American oligarchs that much, but they do talk about it about Putin. They talk about the oligarchs that he serves. You know what I'm saying? It's an accepted norm. I've heard a number of them mention the Russian oligarchs. And then, of course, people on the left, all the hardcore Bernie people were like, there's American oligarchy too. We live in an oligarchy. We don't want an oligarchy. You and I call Hillary an oligarch all the time.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yes, this is an oligarchy.
Right. And so is Russia.
Yeah, well, isn't that what the 1% was? And what the Bilderbergs and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, isn't that what they want?
That's what they want.
Globalization, New World Order.
Now,
they control all the money, they control all the trade, they control all the industry.
And I don't know, I've just heard weird rumblings of fear, things are really tense between America and the Soviets and the Russians right now. And I commonly hear people talk about just this one step and boom, we're at war with Russia. And that's insane to me because, one, I don't understand the nuances of that and how they reached that conclusion, but I've seen talk like that a number of times too. And so that's for our listeners' information. We're going to try and do a little more homework on the both of us on Russia, and we'll start letting you guys know what we
Fuck
come
you.
up with because they're important.
Let the listeners do the homework.
Well,
You do the homework and tell us.
But I want to know more about Russia. I want to understand that better. I don't, because I know it's insanely important. It's so much more important than any fucking buddy coming up from South America trying to get around Trump's imaginary wall. You know what I mean?
What about Iran? What is she going to do with Iran?
I think Iran's kind of, for the most part, the impression I get is it's in check. We're cool on the Iran front for a minute. We got the big fucking trade deal in. They got a bunch of fucking money. They got a bunch of their money back, and we're are we giving them nukes, or we're not giving them nukes? We're not giving them nukes. That's ridiculous. And then, what was I going to say? They are. Trading on the petrodollar. They are using the petrodollar, so they haven't refused to use the dollar in oil transactions, which many would argue that that's the whole nature of everything. Libya, Iraq, fucking Iran, Syria, they're not honoring the petrodollar. It's one of the things that all these countries that we've invaded over the last 8 to 12 years, all fucking...
Wow, imagine that. Gee, I wonder why.
So, and I'm pretty sure that Iran is honoring the petrodollar. So, there we go. They don't have a Rothschild central bank, which is a problem. So that's something that will probably have to be addressed down the road. That's another thing that these other countries have in common. Weird. They don't have Rothschild ran central banks.
Yet.
They're working on it.
They are.
Hillary's going to help them. Well, we play a couple songs.
Okay, we can do that. What do you want to play? You know what? Let's play some happy music.
Oh God! All right.
I saw a girl and she drove me wild. She looked at me and I looked and smiled. The cutest girl you could ever see. I never dreamed she'd go out with me. We met at school, so I asked her out. The only girl I ever thought about. She's 16 and she's so divine. I never thought I would make her mine. I'm in love, I just can't wait to dare. She didn't care, it was a crime. My life was on the line, she will never confess. I never surrender, she'll never confess. She just like the rest. Susie is a surf rocker. I know one that I know can stop her. Susie is a surf rocker. No one that I know can stop her. Oh, Susie is a surf rocker. No one that I know can stop her. Oh, Susie is a surf rocker. No one that I know can stop her. Go, go, go.
Do you mind if we dance with your legs?
Mr. Playboy, Sir Weasel, Poppin' Snake, and Mr. Cool went down to the boulevard to play they have some pool. Ilizila, 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 I'm for dance with you. Here go one, here go one, here go one. Woo! Mr. Flashdance, old football man, Sam and Dr. Boots came down from the south of town to score they ass some toots. Ilizila, 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 I'm for dance with you. Here go one, here go one, here go one. Woo! Well, I came down looking to score, but they got a whole lot more. When they started fighting on that frightful night at Lady Killer's Bar. Ilizila, Ilizila, Ilizila,
Lady Killer,
Ilizila, Ilizila, Ilizila.
Lady Killer.
I'm for dance with you. Here go one, here go one, here go one. Woo! So if you have to leave your turf, you better not go far. We'll start a fight on that Friday night in Lady Killer's Bar. Ilizila, Ilizila, Ilizila,
Lady Killer,
Ilizila, Ilizila, Ilizila.
Lady Killer.
I'm for dance with you. Here go one, here go one, here go one. Woo!
E to Zeta, E to Zeta, E to Zeta, Lady Killer. That was the Vandals. Before
Ava.
Ava, you. Either one, either one, either one. Woo! Okay, before that was the Crowd. Susie is a surf rocker. And the Simple Tones, I Have a Date. Those two songs are off of the Beach Boulevard album.
What's that?
It was a punk rock album that came out back in the 80s from all these bands. I don't know.
Really? I
Yeah.
never heard of it.
You never heard of Beach Boulevard? I went to a Beach Boulevard reunion in Long Beach God, what was the name of that club down there by the beach? We used to go
Owls?
to all the time.
Al's Bar?
No, it wasn't Owl's Bar. No, it was kind of over by Seal Beach. David and I used to go there all the time. Saw, Vandals, Social Distortion.
The spot in San Clemente?
No. It was down by the. It was down by the beach. It was down by Seal Beach.
Oh, I don't know.
God, I got Ichabod stuck in my head, but that's not what it was. It was a little dark
The
bar down there.
Copacabana?
The Copacabana.
The Casbah?
But yeah, we went down there. I went down there, God, back in the late 90s, I guess, and saw a reunion show for the Beach Boulevard. And then that set before that, there was a couple of songs off the Long Beach Boulevard album that came out after that. It was some of these Long Beach bands. Most of the bands off the Beach Boulevard album, as I recall, lived around Orange County at the time, kind of the Orange County scene.
Gotcha.
And if you haven't figured it out, all these bands have at least somebody in them that surfs. So that's where that set's going. Susie is a surf rocker, and before that, what I said, Simple Tones, I have a date. Yep. Okay.
You know what else?
No one else.
Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza.
Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza. Who played at Lollapalooza this year?
I don't know. Freaking Tammy Wynette. I don't know. I haven't kept up with fucking Lollapalooza in a long time.
They're not local. I know they only do a few shows, and the ones they don't do it locally here anymore.
So it's not a huge tour. Like, it's weird. I hear that
No, it's a small
Lollapalooza happens again. And dude, Lollapalooza was a huge thing for me. Like, those first 4 years, it was massive. The scene didn't do that kind of shit. Like, like my kids and stuff, they're all into festivals, especially Olivia. And, like, they don't understand, like, before Lollapalooza, all, like, South by Southwest and fucking Coachella and all that stuff, none of that existed. And
Well,
like,
we had the US Festival. And,
there was US Festival. And
right,
then,
and then I'm trying to think Cal Jam and Cal Jam 2 down in Devore. We had those back in the 70s, big Dirthead music shows. So there
but
was...
Lollapalooza changed the fucking...
Yeah,
It
Lollapalooza
changed.
really did, because it was a combination of art and music and other things, because they had the outdoor festival kind of thing going on. And it was all, originally,
And it was
I'm
diverse.
sure you know
like
this.
the lineup every year. A little bit later, it got a little more homogenous to me. But like the first few years, it was so stark the differences between all the bands playing.
Well, that was because that was the first time they would ever do that. Perry organized that whole thing. Perry Farrell from
Right.
Jane's Addiction.
Right, and then he sold it later, is my understanding.
Well, then, and I thought maybe he took it back over again, because after he sold it, it went to shit.
Right.
So I'm not sure about this. I may have to go back and check sources, but I think
We'll
that
have
was
to, you know what?
that was
We'll
the
have to ask
rumor I
Malia.
heard.
We'll just have to ask Malia.
Malia Obama
Yeah.
went to
'Cause,
Lollapalooza.
Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza. If you think it's annoying when I say that, sorry. I like saying it. It makes me feel good to say Malia Obama went to Lollapalooza. Yeah. So we're doomed. Everything sucks. Our country's
well-
gonna go apeshit, stupid, crazy.
We got through Monday and Tuesday this week, but then he hit Wednesday and Thursday, and then started yelling and screaming that Obama had founded ISIS, and that he was the MVP, and that Hillary was the co-MVP.
Dude, you watch. It's so funny when he's giving that speech saying that Obama founded ISIS. You watch him. You watch that video, and it just came out his mouth. Like, I don't even think there was precognition that said I should say. It's like he just stumbled out of his mouth, and then when he
Right.
heard himself say it, he's like, "Hey, that's good."
Fuck. Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I think after he said it, he went, "Oh fuck," and then he got a cheer out of it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm running
okay.
with that." And then all of a sudden,
Run with it.
his brain went into fucking stupid mode, and he started spouting Rubio. Like, that's all he would say. He would not get off that one fucking topic. It was like, he founded ISIS. Obama founded ISIS. Obama founded ISIS. He's the MVP.
MVP. Hillary.
Oh my God! Every interview he did after that, Obama was the MVP, and Hillary too. I mean, he slammed Obama, but then he'd have to throw Hillary. And Hillary too. She was a co-MVP, and him and Hillary, crooked Hillary, founded ISIS. Oh my God!
Which is insanely stupid too. Co-MVP? What is that? Dude, you have the most valuable
ISIS
player.
is
There's only
cheering him.
one most valuable player.
I know, huh?
But they're both MVPs. So insanely stupid, man. And he doesn't. Okay, here's the thing too. Like him saying
and then
that
doubles down on it.
Well, I know, but listen, what I was going to say is that, like, him saying that the election is rigged, I don't think that he said that because he wants to foment violence from his supporters. Now, I think we all know that it has a very real potential to do that. I think the reason he said that the election is rigged is because he's covering his ass, because he doesn't like to be wrong, because he's an egomaniac. Basically, what Donald Trump is doing, dude, is he's having the world's largest 12-year-old Twitter fight in history.
Okay, so now,
and so
there was that
he has
story.
to come out of this looking like he didn't lose somehow.
Okay.
He's just trying to save face. But what he doesn't realize, what he's too fucking stupid to comprehend, is that when you tell people that you lost because the election was rigged, you are telling people to be convinced that someone they hate stole the country from you. That's going to piss people the fuck off.
Well, you know what's going to piss them off is that basically you're saying democracy doesn't work.
Right.
Okay, now, me and you know that's not true. That's true. Democracy doesn't work. This is not a democracy. It's an oligarchy.
So we're not surprised. But
the other thing is...
Oh my God.
No, you tell them that now your voice isn't getting heard. And you should be pissed. I'm pissed that my voice isn't getting heard.
Right.
So now, but basically what he's saying is, if I lose, it's because democracy. It doesn't work. And look at how many people I get at my rallies and look how many Hillary. It's obviously that's got to be that,
And you know,
but here's the thing.
Who stole it? Wait, let me just say this and I'll let you go on. You know who stole the election? ISIS's most valuable player. So they have ISIS most valuable player stole the election from Donald Trump. You don't
Which
think
is
the
gonna
fucking supporters are going to
people
flip
even
the fuck
more.
out? Come on.
Well, here's the deal. Oh, he's a narcissist. Trump is a narcissist, and narcissists protect their image at all costs by saying the election is rigged. We both are stuck on that. It's the election.
The election is rigged.
The election is ragged. Because by saying that it's rigged, it protects his image.
Right.
Well, I would have won, but it's rigged, so it's not me.
And
I'm still fucking great.
And his fucking self-image is far more important to him than people who might die because of the things he said to protect his self-image. That's what a fucking scumbag.
Well, because he doesn't give a shit about anybody else.
Anybody.
It's been.
I don't care about anybody but
he doesn't
himself,
even
period.
talk to anybody else. He basically confers with his family because that's about the only people he can trust, from what I've understood. He speaks to his daughters and his sons about stuff for the most part. He doesn't have a whole lot of other people around him that he believes. And he goes on these fucking Twitter rants. There was a story on the Young Turks this week. I don't know if you saw it or not. They were talking about how there's two, when he tweets, that there's kind of two different devices it comes from. One is an Android, which they believe actually belongs to Donald Trump,
I
okay?
saw this stuff. Go ahead.
And the other one is an iPhone, okay? And they researched the tweets that come out of each of these devices, because you can go back on Twitter and look at it. It's really easy.
Sure.
And they were saying that the ones that come from the iPhone tend to be a little bit more positive and a little bit more election focused, and it seems like it's being, coming from campaign sources. Right. Whereas the Android looks like it's directly from Donald Trump, and everything on there is about third or fourth grade and extremely negative.
Right. And it came out, apparently his campaign has kind of they've sent him to the corner.
They took his phone away.
Yeah, they took his Twitter away. Yeah.
I think he got it back though. He's been on a fucking Twitter.
He's been on a Twitter storm
all day long over this media thing and him slamming the media because they don't know sarcasm when they hear it.
Right. He can't keep himself from calling people stupid and saying horrible things to people. It's an impulsion.
Come on, man. I mean, how old are we? This is not fucking kindergarten. Do we have to call people names? I know they're not horrible names. Crooked Hillary Clinton. Pocahontas crossed the fucking line to me. That crossed the fucking line. Right. Okay? Crooked Hillary Clinton, that's not damaging. Lion Ted Cruz, and little
Whatever.
Marco Rubio.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. But the bottom line is, man, you're calling people names. How the fuck old are you? This is a person you want to vote for president?
Jesus.
The same guy that mocked a disabled reporter. I was watching this today. I was watching Friday's Young Turks, and they were having Trump's worst moments of the election so far, and that was pretty much the top. Yeah. Pretty much the top, mocking a disabled reporter.
Right. Well, and check it out.
This
Mike.
is your guy. This is your guy.
And check it out. The guy that you're supporting, if you support Trump, there might be fucking Putin might have his hand on the fucking button, and Trump won't have time for it in the moment because he's having a Twitter war with some actress somewhere.
He's having
And he has to
he'll
call
have a
her
Twitter war
out
with
right
Putin.
now.
You
I'll
watch.
get to Putin and his shit, but hold on a minute. I got to Twitter this shit with some Hollywood kid who doesn't like me. Like that's a reality, dude. That would happen. I'll guarantee you that.
Oh no, he'd get in a Twitter
scenario
war
will
with
happen.
Putin. Watch him and Putin start going at it.
Right. Putin says one thing to Donald Trump, dude. Putin would have Trump eating out of his hands, dude, because he could manipulate him so easily. He just call him a fucking name. He'd just say negative shit to Trump, and Trump would lose his fucking balls.
Let's look at this week. We wanted to talk about Hillary today, and we have talked a little bit about Hillary, but you know what? There's not a whole lot to talk about Hillary. You know why? Because she's been laying the fuck low.
Yeah, she's doing nothing.
And she's letting
Not
Trump
hearing anything.
fucking melt down.
Right.
I'll put up the picture, the cover of Time magazine. I'll put that up right now. Yeah, it's a fucking meltdown. That's why she's not saying anything. She's giving him enough rope to hang himself.
He's
Smart
winning
fucking
her
politics.
the election right now. It's brilliant. And I don't know that we'll ever know, I don't know, maybe WikiLeaks will put something out in a few years and we'll find out it really was true. I mean, but we'll never know if she really hired him to do this. We'll never know for sure. Sure
Part of
fucking
those
looks like it.
3 million emails she deleted, 300,000
Right.
emails she deleted.
Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? And but it sure seems like that's what happened. And it's just, it says a lot about her if it is true, man, because really, you unleashed this shit on us, you fucking asshole. You unleashed Trump on your country.
Well,
if it's true,
how do you know
if
it was
it's
just
true and
her?
she
You can't
did
just put the
this,
blame on her.
she'd be complicit in it.
Well, it's her fucking time. The Bilderbergs did this. They're the ones that set this shit up.
It's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. And I'm having fucking fights with people I love and adore in my family, man. Because of this bullshit.
I took Facebook off of my phone because I can't deal with the fucking stupidity. And this is after eliminating most of the people that, I have on my Facebook that are Trump supporters. I had to eliminate somebody this week over gun control because the state of California decided that they were going to eliminate high-capacity magazines and do deeper background checks for ammunition, I believe, for assault weapons. I think that's what it was. I'm not sure, but the bottom line is it was going to cost this friend of mine, it was going to cost him more money to go out and recreationally shoot a weapon of mass destruction. And I told him I didn't feel sorry for him. And he said my opinion was stupid and lame. So it's like, wow, I can't even have a fucking opinion. That's interesting. Called me a sheep because he believes that sheep give up their constitutional rights, and I'm giving up my Second Amendment right by not owning a gun. And I was like, your interpretation of the Second Amendment is different than mine, bro. Obviously.
Well, check it out, bro. Tell me where I sign up for the well-regulated militia. I mean, because I don't think there is one of those anymore. A proper, well-regulated militia.
No, there is. It's called Redlands PD. It's called Nevada PD. It's called
it's called the National Guard.
Well, there's the National Guard.
That's what the
national.
That's what the militia became.
That's true.
That's what well-regulated militia that the freaking framers of the Constitution were talking about became.
But yeah, because during the time of the writing of the Constitution, we didn't have police. We didn't have anybody that was law enforcing the law.
Right, these big agencies and stuff. So sorry. I mean, I'll get my weapon if you show me where I sign up for the well-regulated militia. But there isn't one, dude.
I don't want one. I don't want to go kill somebody. I'm sorry. I don't have the desire to go out and kill somebody. You want to call me a fucking draft dodger? Fine. I didn't want to go to fucking Vietnam when I was 5 years old, and I saw people getting killed on TV. Oh yeah, when at 12 years old, when I'm in fourth grade, I think, whatever the hell, and we're talking about the Vietnam War in school, and I'm going, I don't want to fucking go. I don't want to go die. Why do I want to go die? Why do I want to go kill people? I don't want to do that.
Well, it's funny.
So my constitutional right, do I not have the constitutional right to not own a gun?
Yes.
To not kill people? And do I also have the constitutional right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? And maybe your fucking Second Amendment right is interfering with my right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm just saying.
You know, it's funny. I wish I could remember his name. He's an Australian comedian, and it's kind of his best known bit, if I could remember his name. But he talks about, he's like, look, I understand what it says in the Constitution, and I get the argument of you want to defend yourself against a tyrannical government, or there's some value to wanting to protect your home. No, but hear me out. And I understand that there's some validity to the argument of wanting to protect your home. I get both those arguments, but let's get fucking real. The reason you want your gun is because you really want a gun, because you like it, because it's fun.
Because it feels good when you fucking shoot it. Because when you have a gun in your hand, you feel fucking invincible. You feel invincible. All of a sudden now, you have this machine that makes you invincible. You can fucking kill people with this thing. And it's this rush of power, and it's like, really? I mean, for real. I don't need a fucking gun.
I know. I don't need one either.
And the chances are, when you have a gun, you or your family member is going to get shot by it before you fucking defend somebody or your house or kill a criminal or a burglar walking in.
But here's the point why I brought it up too, man. It's like, let's have that real fucking honest discussion. Now, okay, just be real. Be straight and admit that the reason you want a gun is because you like it. Now, again, I don't want to dissect the Freudian frickin' elements that contribute to the fact that you like and want a gun.
I've already dissected them when I told you what they are.
Right. But the bottom line is you want one. And
want, not need, want.
And it's not about those other things. And we've talked a lot on the show, like, good luck taking on aircraft carriers and fighter jets and nuclear weapons with your fucking assault rifle.
Drones.
Good luck, pal. Drones. The government will annihilate.
Obama the drone king. Come on.
So I don't buy that. And, anything can happen, man. And, this is it's an unpredictable existence, dude. Bad things happen a lot. It's true. But I'm 45 and, knock on wood, no one's broken into my house yet with a gun. I've never.
You know what, man? It's things.
I had to shoot them.
It's fucking things. And what, you're going to shoot me over things? Fine, fucking shoot me. I'm already 50 years old. I'm not getting any better. Okay? I'm just going to get old and even more grumpy and more pissed off and more shit's going to hurt. So you might as well just fucking take care of me now.
And I can say in all honesty, there's, as I was describing that, say no one's ever shot, broken and fucking whatever. It's like, makes me feel like I'm jinxing myself now, and that means someone's going to come and break in my house. And sure, it's scary. That's a scary fucking thought. And if I had a gun, I might be a little less scared of that person who broke in my house to kill me.
What if you had a really big dog?
Well, I mean, that's a great argument. I'm just saying that, like, I've never felt that justification was strong enough for me to want to go out and buy a gun. I've just never gotten to the point. I don't have a serious problem with guns, bro. I mean, trust me, I've shot them. It is fun.
I have.
Dig it. It's kind of cool, straight up. But I've never taken that to the point where I felt like I needed one. I had a gun once. I threw it in a river. It was years ago. But I shot it a few times and was like, what do I even need this fucking for?
I don't. Yeah.
I don't. And someone could get hurt with it. And I'm like, I'm not just going to leave it lying around. Because when somebody picks it up and hurts themselves, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it in the river.
I can understand living in the country and
Sure.
and needing a gun.
Sure.
Okay? When you live in the city, you don't need a gun. That's strictly my opinion. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. If you don't agree with it, you're fucking wrong. Nobody needs an assault weapon. Nobody needs an assault weapon.
And I don't believe for a second, that Donald Trump, he started out his thing about, the Second Amendment, people, blah, blah, kill Hillary. He started that out by saying she wants to abolish the Second Amendment.
That's exactly what she said. That's what he said, yes.
And it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? Give me one example that you can point to.
Rhetoric and propaganda bullshit.
It's an absolute lie.
It's a
she has
flat-out
no
lie.
intention of
And yet he's
freaking
pissed off.
abolishing the Second Amendment. What are you even talking
He's
about?
pissed off at the media for lying.
Right. And here's my thing with that, though, Mike, is that got me thinking.
Liars hate it when people lie.
We've talked about this before, is not only do I not think that Hillary wants to take our guns away, I think she wants us to have guns.
Yeah, I was telling a friend of mine this today. Though something's going down in Milwaukee today, and I'm not quite sure, and that was his justification for needing a gun. You know, if the cops don't come, you got to have a gun. You know, if somebody's knocking on your door and they're here to get your shit, and you call the cops and the cops don't come, what the fuck do you do?
Right.
And I said, look, man, you've got a whole bunch of people with guns, and you got cops killing people, and then the people come out and they start shooting back, and the next thing you know, it's martial law.
Right.
We already live in a surveillance state.
Right.
We have given up our right to privacy. What's next? Police state. Why? Because we're afraid fucking Muslims are going to come over here and blow us up.
Right.
So let's give up all our rights.
And gangbangers and crackheads.
Mexicans are going to come take the jobs, and Muslims are going to come and blow us up. And so give up your rights. Give up your right to privacy and your right to freedom and your right to free speech. And give it all up. You can have your Second Amendment. You got your guns.
Just use them. Just make sure you use them, though. You need to be out shooting people. You need to be out fomenting violence so that we can continue to justify our.
Well, no, that's the reason right.
You know, you need to prove for us that you're crazy. So we're going to give you all the tools to be crazy, and we're going to encourage you to be crazy.
Right.
The second you're crazy, we're going to call you crazy.
Lock your shit up. Yep.
And go, see, we got crazy people, so we need to
So we
fucking
gotta-
we need to
right.
have all that shit.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And yeah, if you're a Trump supporter and you're listening to this show, you're fucking stupid. You want to play some music?
Yeah, we got one more set to play.
Yeah, we do. Agent Orange, Breakdown.
They want us to tell what's a burn to the crew. What's gonna sing, let them make the first move. The radio obsession doesn't mean a thing to me. I don't like first impressions and I don't like some TV. I don't wanna think about it, who, what, when, or where. I don't wanna think about it, I don't really care. I don't wanna think about creating something new. I don't wanna think about it, cause I got much better things to do. I don't wanna think about it, I don't wanna see. I don't wanna know the kind of fool they'll make of me. The public gets what they deserve, not what they demand. Unless they all decide to be a business, not a man. I don't wanna think about it, who, what, when, or where. I don't wanna think about it, I don't really care. I don't wanna think about creating something new. I don't wanna think about it, cause I've got much better things to do. Just like you. It's just an awful nightmare. I get these awful headaches, and I can't get any sleep at night. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to turn. I haven't got a clue. What's not over me? I'm getting dizzy. Please let someone make it stop. I don't wanna think about it, I don't wanna see. I don't wanna know the kind of fool they'll make of me. The public gets what they deserve, not what they demand. Unless we all decide to be a business, not a band. I don't wanna think about it, who, what, when, or where. I don't wanna think about it, I don't really care. I don't wanna think about creating something new. I don't wanna think about it, cause I've got much better things to do.
Stop!
I don't wanna think about it, I don't wanna see. I don't wanna know the kind of fool they'll make of me. The public gets what they deserve, not what they demand. Unless we all decide to be a business, not a band. What's come over me? I'm getting dizzy, please will someone make it stop. weight on my mind. Not enough beer to erase the thoughts. Work, money, disability. No skill, time, no sanity. The girl 14 days, I couldn't go for more. In intensive care, while I burn on the floor. I'm all I wanna be. I'm only what you see. All lonely days on. All lonely days on. I made lots of friends. I know I need the rest. No sleeping, no convincing. We'll live straight by fast. I'm not I wanna be. I'm only what you see. All lonely days on. All lonely days on. Anti-social. Anti-living. My doctor, he thinks I'm very ill. He says I go crazy and take those funny pills. I sit on a pedestal, waiting for someone new. Who always know who is the fool, and danger is calling you. Anti-social, anti-living. All on the days on. All on the days on. All on our telephone, I shoot forward, so I knew I had a chance. With the numbers new. Wanted new. I wanted something new. Who wanted all the fools? I sit on a pedestal, waiting for someone new. Who always knows who is fool, and things that is calling you.
All right. You know, I love punk rock songs. They always have a cold ending. That was China White with Danger Zone. Before that was Circle Jerks, Leave Me Alone. I put in there. Put that song in there for someone special. And then Agent Orange with Breakdown. Well, you feel better? I feel better.
A little bit. A little bit.
Well, we'll have to see what the fuck happens next week then, won't we?
Yeah.
So, I think I got the computer fixed. I was having an issue with one of the files on here, and I was able to go in and replace that corrupt file. But I don't know if you guys can hear the the jankiness of our podcast. It's kind of wearing on the two of us. So we're in the process. We actually have a GoFundMe page. I have not had a chance to get in there and take a look at it or not. I'm sure it's under Punch for Progress somewhere. But you know what, man? If everybody gave us $1, we'd have $5.
We'd have totally at least
We'd have like $5.
four,
And you know what?
maybe $5.
I would match that. And if we could get $35, we could join the Young Turks, be members. You know, the other thing is I need a new pair of creepers, so I mean, we could put the money towards that.
And dude, these Ben Shermans aren't going to buy themselves, people. All right, seriously, we need all 5 of you to dig deep and give us $1. So we
Just
can
$1.
buy Ben Sherman's. We're going to buy Ben Sherman's creepers. We're going to subscribe, be official subscribers to Young Turks, and maybe even kind of upgrade our gear so our show doesn't totally suck fucking ass.
I was looking into a better microphone system. Aaron needs to upgrade
My laptop's hella old, and that's why sometimes when you hear me talk, it gets this weird dropout where it kind of stretches my word. Do you know what I'm talking about? It happens all the time.
Yeah, I wonder
That's
though
because
if
my computer's slow.
Is that what it is? It's a slow computer.
Yeah. So, we're gonna start actually pushing our GoFundMe. We'll get you. We'll have it more officially up and have all the links and stuff. But we are sorry, guys. We're gonna start begging for money. and we're gonna. So hopefully,
But we're gonna put it all on you. I mean, if you want us to be better, then help us out. If not, then fuck you guys. You can just listen to our shit, and
we'll
hopefully
still
it'll
do
work.
it. Right, but it'll be janky, and we want it to be a little less janky. So
Yeah, we're actually kind of enjoy doing this. So and hoping that it actually goes someplace.
Cousin Ron, give us $2 already. Jeez, $1. That's the best you can do. God. Anyway, so we're social media stuff.
Social media stuff. Punks for Progress, YouTube and Facebook. At Punks the number 4 Progress on the Twitter. Next week, music show. Next week's music show.
We'll have one.
Maybe we should see if Mr. Tech Monkey can join us.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe we can talk a little conspiracy theory. We can play some music.
Yeah, we're gonna have Lee on semi-regularly. Just hang out with Lee the Tech Monkey.
And then we need to talk about Convulsionaires. I want to get into the new Convulsionaire song
Okay.
that I heard.
The Reno song.
Yeah.
Yo, in Reno.
I think we should talk about that.
It's a very, very. I'm really stoked on it. It's a super cool Reno anthem, man. Jelly wrote it. It came out fucking great. Love it. So yeah, I'd be happy to talk about that too.
Sounds good, man.
All right. Hey, I love you, man.
I love you too, dude.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Peace out.